Hi everyone, my name is Deb Eck and I'm the program director here at Pearl City Clay House, and I'm going to show you how to make this month's project plant stakes. So when you came into the studio today, you were given a bucket and in it was a ball of clay in a bag and a little student card. The first thing you're going to do is fill out your name and your phone number on the student card and write plant stakes in the workshop space. So next we're going to take our clay out and we're going to roll it out. So I like to start by just flattening the clay with the ball of the flat palm of my hand. It makes it a little easier to roll out. Next I'm going to take the rolling pin. All our rolling pins have these guides on them, and you want to keep the guides on the table. Think of them like training wheels. They'll make sure that you don't roll the clay too thin. So as I roll, I like to pick my clay up and turn. Make sure that I don't get it stuck to the surface that I'm rolling it on. And I'm really right-handed, so I tend to push harder with my right hand. So we're aiming for kind of a longish rectangle, and you'll know when you've reached the right thickness because you won't be able to roll the clay out anymore. If you're watching this video at home because you took a bucket home, you want the clay to be about 1/4 inch thick. Okay, so I've got my clay rolled out. At this point, if you want to, you can add some texture to your clay. So I'm going to use these little texture rollers. Again, if you're at home, just look around the house and see what you have that has some texture in it. Maybe a bag from some onions, or a piece of fabric or lace, or a doily. And I'm just going to use the texture roller here from the studio. And to do that, I just want to press gently but firmly and roll the roller away from me in one continuous motion. And that will give the clay a little texture. I'm going to use this one on the other end here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is use a ruler and either my fettling knife or a pin tool to cut out some long, thin rectangles. So I'm going to put my ruler down on my slab. I'm just going to use my pin tool or my fettling knife to cut long strips. Now, because the clay is going to shrink in the kiln, I don't want to make them any thinner than the ruler, because even that is going to give us a stake that is pretty tall and skinny. So I'm just going to go across my whole piece of clay. And I'm just using the straight edge to help me keep them in a straight line. But you could just freehand them, or you could make them a shape that's not a long, skinny rectangle if you like. So because I put texture on both ends of these, I'm gonna cut them in the middle. So now I have 6 little stakes that I can work with. You want to avoid picking them up and moving them as much as possible because it will prevent warping inside the kiln. If you want to at this point and you know what you're gonna plant, you could use one of these little sets of alphabet stamps to put some text on there. Or don't forget, you could use plant stakes in your indoor plants, so maybe you want to put water me or help, depending on how green your thumb is. The last thing that I'm gonna do before I go any further is I'm gonna turn it over On your student card, there's a number. You need to put your number on the back of every piece that you make. So there are number and letter stencils, and you need to make sure that you stamp each of your pieces with your number. That way we make sure that you get back the piece that you made. If you want to, you could cut the end of your plant stake into a nice pointed angle like this. It will make it easier to get through the ground. So here's a finished one again. Okay, last thing. If you decide that you want to add a little cutout, I'm going to suggest that you use a piece of cling film. There's some in the tools area to cut your shape. It will mean that you don't have to clean the cookie cutter, and it just leaves you with a nice smooth edge. So there's my little cookie cutter shape. Now it seems like when you put two pieces of wet clay together that they're going to stick, but in fact as they dry, the two pieces will shrink and pull apart. So we use a technique that's called slipping and scoring. So we're going to take our needle tool and we're just going to cross hatch the back of the piece we're going to stick, and then we're going to cross hatch the piece that we're going to stick it to. And I'm going to add slip, which is just a really watered down clay, to the two pieces and stick them together. If you took your kit home, then there are instructions in there for how to make a little bit of slip from the clay that you took home today. When you're finished, just leave all of your pieces right on the table with your bucket and your number, and a member of staff will come in, put them away, and get them ready to be fired. If you need some more instructions, or you have an idea and you're not sure how to make it work, or you just want some additional help, please don't hesitate to contact any member of staff in the building. We'll be happy to give you a hand. And if you took the kit home and you're stuck and it's during studio hours, just give us a call and we'll walk you through it. We hope you have a great time making something personal for your home, and we look forward to seeing you next month with a new project. Bye.